Wow, stories.
My business partner cheats on his GF with our friend. So I expose him and end our partnership, leaving him with nothing. So, over this weekend, we took an impromptu trip to Toronto. It was me, 19-year-old female, my boyfriend, Charlie, 20-year-old male, our friend, but mainly his friend, business partner, Tom, 20-year-old male, and my friend Amy, 19-year-old female. This story also involves Tom's girlfriend, Chloe, 21-year-old female. So there's quite some background to this, so bear with me here. Charlie and Tom have been friends for a majority of their lives. They have always been extremely close. Over the past year, they've been renovating an old barn on Charlie's grandma's property together, with the hopes of starting a shop in there and running a business. This is extremely serious. They just paid $8,000 USD to have someone set up electrical there, and spent nights digging trenches for the conduit until late, sometimes even midnight. Now, for years, Tom has been pursuing Chloe. A little over a year ago, Chloe and Tom finally started going out. She even moved in with him not long ago. Unfortunately, Tom and Chloe broke up about 2 months ago because Tom had nudes from another girl sent to him, and it was suspected he cheated. They have been consistently working on their relationship since then, with the idea that he'd change and grow a bit before they were official again. All seemed well and good. Now, Amy and I have been friends for a couple of years now. When I first met Amy, I didn't like her because I heard she was a homewrecker and very promiscuous, but I have become very fond of her. She definitely is promiscuous, but it wasn't as bad as I was led to believe. However, Amy and Tom have slept together a couple of times, while Tom was pursuing Chloe. I didn't think it was bad, but there is history there. Anyway, Tom, Amy, Charlie, and I all went up to a big Canadian city because we can't drink in the States. We went up on Saturday and came back on Sunday. Super short trip, we just wanted to have fun. Obviously, we drank quite a bit. We were bar hopping, whatever. I thought there was some tension of a intimacy nature between Amy and Tom, but I looked past it. We'd been drinking and smoking. Amy and Tom wanted to go to a strip club. Tom loves them, and Amy had never been to one. There was one right down the street from our hotel. We decided to go after our bar hopping to finish up the night. We went, and immediately this place felt off. It was skeevy, kind of dirty, and the strippers were too insistent on taking us all to VIP. But we decided to do it, mainly at the insistence of Tom. We got back there, and it wasn't bad, but it was expensive. Charlie and I didn't want to stay long. Tom definitely wanted to stay. We stayed just long enough to see the strippers egg on Tom and Amy to kiss. We decided to leave and went back to the hotel. But Amy and Tom stayed for a bit longer. When we got back, we showered. And when Tom and Amy got back, Amy showered. But while Amy was in there, Tom went in. They didn't come out for a while, and Charlie and I ended up falling asleep. In the morning, Amy told us that she and Tom had thought about hooking up. This made Charlie and I extremely uncomfortable, but we didn't say anything. We went home, and now it's Monday. I started talking to Amy about this weekend and asked what was up between her and Tom. I also asked what she knew of the situation between Tom and Chloe. She said Tom told her that he and Chloe had an agreement, that they could do whatever while they were on their break. That was kind of a flag for me, because from what Charlie and I had understood, Chloe and Tom were working on their relationship. It turns out Tom and Amy had made out a lot that night, more than just the kiss at the strip club. I immediately started explaining to Amy how uncomfortable Charlie and I were about the situation. Amy didn't really understand why, but whatever. I told her that I wanted to check with Chloe about the situation, because I didn't foresee Tom being upfront about the situation. So, after I got out of work, I talked to Chloe. She told me that they had agreed to remain exclusive while they, again mainly Tom, worked on themselves for their relationship. She was very crushed to hear about what happened. I felt extremely bad for telling her and not giving Tom a chance. But Charlie and I agreed that it was best to tell Chloe now. Chloe went over to Tom's house to talk. She just got back and told me Tom basically said he's just dumb and he's sorry, he doesn't think, and then started talking about childhood trauma, I guess. I've always viewed stuff like that as kind of guilt tripping, or not really taking accountability. But I didn't say that to Chloe, and I'm wondering if that's even a correct view of the situation. Was I wrong for telling Chloe? I know they had a complicated relationship and weren't technically together, but they did agree to be exclusive, and were seeing each other at least 4 times a week still. Also, Charlie is extremely disappointed in Tom. He has a huge thing against cheaters, understandably so. And Charlie and Chloe have been friends for a long time too, so he feels incredibly bad for her. He was very upset and feels like he can't even work with him without being upset. How do people navigate situations like this? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. You did the right thing. You saw something that was wrong, you felt bad, like anybody with a conscience would, and you decided to act on it. Nothing wrong with that. That's the thing about being an adult. If you decide to cheat, that's on you. But don't be mad at the inevitable consequence to follow. Tom is an adult and cheated, knowing he was in a relationship. He made his bed. Let him lie in it. Comment 2. You went through this entire damn explanation just to tell us Tom cheated with Amy and you told his girlfriend. Tom is garbage, Amy a hoochie, and Chloe is mildly dumb. Childhood trauma my butt. Chloe and you two need to move on. At the end of the day, it's the young 20s, and by God, I'm glad I'm not that age anymore. Now for the update. Thanks for keeping up with my updates. So, the drama from last weekend just kept unfolding. After Chloe confronted Tom about the whole strip club incident, things got really tense. Charlie was fuming. He couldn't believe Tom would do something like that, especially since they were supposed to be working on the barn project together. It's like, how can you trust someone with a business if you can't even trust them in a relationship, right? Charlie and I had a long talk about it. He's always been the kind of guy who sticks to his principles, and loyalty means everything to him. He told me he was seriously considering cutting ties with Tom, both as a friend and in business. That's a big deal because they've been through so much together. I mean, they've been friends since they were kids, playing in the dirt and dreaming up crazy plans, and now they were about to open a shop together. It's crazy how things can change so fast. Meanwhile, Amy was feeling pretty guilty. She kept saying she didn't know about Tom and Chloe's agreement to be exclusive, but I could tell she was worried about losing me as a friend. I've always been straight up with her, even when I first thought she was trouble. But we've grown close, and I didn't want to just ditch her over this mess. On Wednesday, things got even more complicated. Chloe decided to give Tom another chance. She said she believed in second chances and that everyone makes mistakes. I get that, but it's hard to watch someone you care about go back to a situation that hurt them. Charlie, on the other hand, wasn't so forgiving. He told me he couldn't look at Tom the same way anymore. It was like a switch had flipped. By Friday, Charlie had made up his mind. He called Tom and told him he was out of the barn project. Tom was shocked. He tried to apologize, saying he'd messed up and that he'd do anything to make it right. But Charlie wasn't having it. He said some things can't be undone, and trust is one of them. The weekend was rough. Charlie spent most of it at his grandma's barn, clearing out his tools and stuff. It was sad to see all their hard work just end. But Charlie said he'd rather start over than build something with someone he couldn't trust. And then, the news dropped. On Sunday night, Tom showed up at our place. He was a mess, begging Charlie to reconsider. He said the barn was his dream too, and without Charlie, it was all falling apart. But Charlie stood his ground. He said he needed a partner he could rely on in business and in life. Tom left, and it was like you could feel the weight of everything that had happened. Charlie was quiet for a long time. I knew he was hurting, losing his best friend and his dream all at once. But he said something that stuck with me. He said, "Sometimes, doing the right thing doesn't feel good, but it's still right." So, that's where we're at. Charlie's looking for a new place to set up shop, and I'm just trying to support him however I can. It's a mess, but I guess that's life, right?